Hi everyone and welcome along. Thanks so much for your wonderful feedback about the yellows in my palette, and today we are looking at one of the original colours in my palette, which is Yellow Ochre. It's similar to Buff Titanium, but there's a reason why I have it in there, as well as Buff Titanium and actually as well as quite a few other earthy shades. Here is a really gorgeous example of just what this colour can do. So let's find out a little bit more. Yellow Ochre is a colour that's been in my palette from the very beginning. It's brilliant, and I've even found, because I do have some student quality paints in my kit sometimes I use for teaching, even the Cotman Winsor & Newton one is really quite good. So, but I have got the professional quality one in the pan here. So let's look at the value scale. It is a really timeless, earthy, warm yellow pigment, and it's just got really excellent permanence. It's sort of semi-opaque, so it's one of your slightly thicker paints. It's not one that I use quite so much for glazes, but you'll see from some of the painting examples that I give in a minute just how amazing it can be across the board for all sorts of different things. And one of my favourite things to do with it is to mix it up with a pink tone and create a gorgeous blush colour, because as you can see, as we get towards the lighter end here, we have some really amazing, beautiful pale tones, really delicate. And of course it's very similar at this point to Buff Titanium, but it is very diluted and transparent here. So there's your difference. Okay, so let's do some primary colour mixing. So we've got Hansa Yellow Medium here. And I would say these two are fairly similar in terms of their dominance. I think the Yellow Ochre is just that little bit deeper and darker. So we will just introduce a little bit of it into, just trying to get my brush clean. Introduce a little bit of it in there. And you're immediately getting a gorgeous, warm, golden, I mean, it's perfect for painting gold tones, bringing Yellow Ochre into Hansa Yellow Medium. So it's not a huge difference to the set of colours that I've got on my value scale here, but it has got a warmer glow to it. And I'll just place the yellow there so we can remember which colour we've mixed it with there. Then if I go for a red shade, Organic Vermilion, and this will be the dominant colour here, so we're going to slowly introduce red into, and actually we will start to get a sense of what I mean when I'm talking about blush colours, because even with the red, it does lovely things. It makes some fairly kind of corally tones, I think. It just sort of warms up the red right there, and the red has sort of quite dominated the mix there. And finally, let's get the blue. I put this palette in here because I just wanted to have the earthy tones. I've got Raw Sienna, Raw Umber, Quinacridone Gold, which do look almost identical to Yellow Ochre, but they are different, and when we come to those colours you'll see why I love to use them. But there's something about the Yellow Ochre, I feel loyal to it because it's been in my palette for so long, and it gets used every year. I mean, you can see the well is quite empty. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one because I was talking about how we can make greens out of all sorts of different tones, and I think blue with the ochre is one of those mixes that could be really quite interesting because, of course, yellow ochre is sort of somewhere off from yellow, which would be the natural combiner with blue to make green. So it's interesting to see what we're going to get from this. I mean, almost immediately we're getting strong sort of slate grey tones. I really love these colours. I think these are kind of colours that are possibly overlooked by a lot of us when we come to mix. Like, would you put yellow ochre and blue together? Would you? I don't know how often I do. Oh, that's lovely. Really velvety. We'll just put the blue on its own there so you can see the impact that the yellow ochre has. Really makes it much more muted and a bit more sophisticated as a colour. Right, so here's the bit we all like to look forward to, the examples. So here is a wedding venue I illustrated and painted a few years ago, and it was actually before I had buff titanium in my palette, but I wouldn't have used buff titanium even for these very, very dilute stones because I wanted the translucent quality. So I used yellow ochre for all of the buildings and for a lot of the trees as well, and there's just a general warm glow going through that. But here is a piece I did, and this is a Patreon tutorial, part of the canyons, and you can just see how yellow ochre is the foundation of this piece. It's lovely light glow, sort of these kinds of translucent tones really sort of make up this piece, and then over the top we put in all sorts of brown shades and things, but it's just such a great colour to be there as the first thing you put on. And I would say the same for these acorn leaves, the ones that are sort of got the real golden quality to them. The yellow ochre is the perfect starting point for those colours, and that warmth just radiates throughout. Now this is an interesting one because it's not often we paint brown flowers, but there's this lovely range of sort of coffee coloured dahlias and carnations and roses that actually find yellow ochre to be a really perfect shade to create just a real delicate colour that then I might sort of place a bit of burnt sienna, a bit of moon glow over the top of, and they just make a really beautiful earthy set of shades. Now here, it might not be massively obvious where the colour comes in, but if I was saying earlier that we would look at how when you put a little bit of yellow ochre and some of the pink tones together, you get really gorgeous blush shades. So here is yellow ochre and opera rose. And just look at what a lovely colour you get there. And this colour features throughout this wonderful autumnal piece. I just love it. And here is some permanent rose in with yellow ochre. It just knocks back the acidity and warms up the pink into a beautiful blush tone. And finally, let's get some alizarin crimson in here as well. So this is another reason why I love to use yellow ochre, and to be honest, I find that yellow ochre is the best for mixing and warming up these pinks and taking the acidity out of them over the other quinacridone gold, the browns. It's just a personal choice, but that's what I really love. And then you can see yellow ochre just coming in as its own colour, as well as sort of being part of some of these mixes. It's a great addition for some dry flowers in autumnal pieces. And that's another great example of where we've taken the pink and just warmed it up with autumnal tones. This is a YouTube tutorial, so you can find it over on YouTube. And then oh, we've got a few fun things here. This guy, can you see him? Yeah, you can. He is in a year of watercolour. So there we go, and you can even see Yellow Ochre written in there as one of my shades to use. And also Yellow Ochre played a huge part in this lovely landscape piece that we did on Patreon. So you can join the Sweet Pea tier and have a go at that piece. That's a film tutorial that we had a great time doing. And if that looks way beyond what you think you can do, don't worry, this was over like a 5-week period. We went really slow, built it up very, very carefully and slowly, so do not fear. And then lastly, this piece that we had when we were looking at buff titanium the other week, well, Yellow Ochre is what was used for all of the gold. And I think it's a really good example of how Yellow Ochre and buff titanium differ. Yellow Ochre is much warmer and earthier. Even when it's diluted down, it is warmer than buff titanium. That's got much more of a sort of creamy grey feel to it. And actually, I often say if you don't have buff titanium, mixing a little bit of Payne's Grey into Yellow Ochre gives you the same kind of tone, obviously not the same creaminess. But yeah, so that is our look at Yellow Ochre. I hope you found it interesting. It's such a brilliant colour for being full of useful mixes, but also being a wonderful warm presence in your palette. Do you have Yellow Ochre? Let me know. And of course, comment to let me know how you're enjoying these videos and if you're finding them helpful and if you're building your very own palette for 2026. Okay, see you again soon. Bye!